The younger sister originally planned to kill her happier older sister, but she never expected that the sister would also stab their parents' hearts with a hairpin. When they both fell to the ground, dead, the woman opened her eyes again. She had been reborn back to that moment when her stepmother forced her to marry the poor scholar. When she saw her younger sister voluntarily give up marrying the prince, the woman suddenly realized her sister had also been reborn. She couldn't understand why her sister would rather marry a poor scholar, so the younger sister hurriedly pulled her mother aside and told her everything. In the last life, the younger sister was the legitimate daughter. She married the prince, but the prince spent every day in brothels. Not long after, he died in battle. The younger sister became a beggar, while the woman, as a concubine's daughter, married a poor scholar, who unexpectedly defied fate and became the powerful prime minister. The woman was then made the prime minister's wife. The younger sister couldn't accept it. She felt her fate was far worse than her sister's, and thus, hatred grew in her heart. She attacked her sister again, but unexpectedly, the woman also used a hairpin to stab her in the abdomen. Perhaps heaven gave them a second chance to choose. Both were reborn after their deaths. In order to avoid repeating the tragedy of the past, the younger sister desperately fought to marry the poor scholar. Though her mother was somewhat confused, she eventually agreed to her decision. The younger sister didn't know that the sister was the one who secretly helped the poor scholar rise to power. In the last life, the prince was not as the younger sister thought, a debauched man. He often went to taverns, but it was to redeem the women who were being abused. However, the younger sister misunderstood. She thought he was just a playboy. She even mocked her sister for it, thinking it would ruin her sister's dignity. But little did she know, the woman had long planned to make this public. She knew, the worse the prince's reputation, the richer her dowry would be. So when the younger sister left, the woman fell to her father's feet and cried, claiming she didn't want to marry such a debauched prince. This made her father very anxious. He knew that if no one married him, the whole family would fall into a crisis. The woman seized the opportunity to suggest her sister marry the prince. After all, this marriage was supposed to be hers. Thinking of the younger sister's tragic fate in the past life, the woman immediately decided she wouldn't let her sister suffer that fate again. The father finally agreed to give all the younger sister's dowry to the woman. At this time, the younger sister's rumors spread everywhere about the prince frequenting brothels. To protect the dignity of the woman's family, the old lady proposed a double dowry to marry the woman and offered valuable gifts. This left the prince puzzled. With such a bad reputation, why would the woman still want to marry him? So he decided to investigate in person. He disguised himself in commoner's clothes and quietly went to check things out. On the day of the betrothal gift delivery, the scholar sent some expired tea leaves and eggs covered in chicken manure. This made the younger sister and her mother lose all face. However, the most shocking thing happened. At that moment, the prince personally delivered 4 large wooden chests filled with gold, silver, and jewelry. When the woman walked out of the room, her beauty and grace immediately left the disguised prince speechless.